Hey guys, in this video we're going to be looking at how we multiply the difference of two squares. Now, just let me explain what's the difference of two squares. And I believe it's quite evident. Let's look at the brackets carefully here. If you notice, in this bracket I have p plus 8. And inside this bracket I have p minus 8. It's a square, meaning that a square means that something is being multiplied by itself, and a difference means to subtract. So basically what I have inside this bracket is the same thing I have inside this bracket, but only thing that separates both is I have a plus in this bracket and a minus in this bracket. And if you look at it carefully, you'll see it. Likewise, in this bracket there's 5h minus m, and over here I have 5h plus m. So when we're speaking about a difference of two squares, it's just you're multiplying the same thing by itself. The only difference is that in one bracket there is a plus sign and in the next there is a minus sign. So how do we go about this? It's very easy. Let's just expand the bracket. So I am going to use p to multiply p, okay, like that. Then I'm going to use p again to multiply negative 8. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to use, let me change the color. I'm going to use 8 to multiply this p there. Okay, and then I'm going to use this 8 again to multiply that 8. Okay, so let's see what we get. So this is saying p times p will give me p square. So I'll have a p square, and p times negative 8 will give me negative 8p. And I've used p to multiply these two terms here, so I'm using 8 now to multiply same two terms. So 8 times p, I'll have a positive 8p, and 8 times negative 8 will give me a negative 64. Okay, now I can go ahead and I can simplify my like terms. Okay, I have like terms here, so I have a negative 8p plus 8p, so both will cancel out each other. Okay, 8p minus 8p leaves us with a 0. So what I have here essentially for my answer is p square minus 64, and that's my answer. Beautiful. So that's how we multiply a difference of two squares. Alright, let's move on to the next. Again, we're going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to use, in this case 5h. I'm going to use 5h to multiply 5h. Okay, and then so 5h is going to multiply that 5h, and then 5h is going to multiply that m over there. That's what I'm doing. And again, I am going to use negative m to multiply 5h there, and then I'm going to use the same negative m to multiply m there. Okay, and we can look at it. It's pretty easy. Okay, so this implies that 5h times 5h, so I'm going to multiply 5 times 5 is 25, and h times h is h square. And then I have 5h again. I'm going to multiply that with m, so I'm going to have a positive times a positive will give me a positive 5hm. And then I'm going to use negative m now to multiply this 5h inside this bracket. So a negative times a positive will give me a negative, and m times 5h will give me 5hm. Again, I'm going to use this m, negative m, to multiply this positive m, and a negative times a positive will give me a negative, and m times m will give me m square. Beautiful. Now, if you notice what's happening here, I have like terms to calculate. So I can say 5hm will minus 5hm. These two will cancel out. They are like terms. Okay, so essentially what we have left here is we have our or positive 25 h square minus m square, and that's our answer. Okay, and it's pretty easy. And just for a note, if you notice that there is a trend when multiplying the difference of two squares, right? This is the correct way in which you should always practice, but I like to show you some little neat tricks with this thing. If you notice, the first term here, p, in example A, exercise A, the first term here, p, is as if I took p and I square p, and then I use my negative sign and I took 8 and I square 8, and I said 8 8 is 64. So if you notice what I have here, by just looking at it by intuition, it's as if I took p and I square p. I said p square minus 64. I squared the second term. Now again, if you look here, what we got is as if I have squared 5h. So 5 5s would be 25, and h square would be the square term here, and then I put my minus sign because I'm dealing with a difference of two squares, and it's as if I took m and I square m. Okay, so that's just a little neat way of looking at it. Alright, I'm going to ask you to try these two down here, and we look at the solutions in the next video. Okay, it's always good to try, and if you have any questions or comments, you could always leave them and we'll try to respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Bye.